Edgewood prides itself on being a big, small company, deeply rooted in the upper Midwest, large enough to provide all of the benefits of a full-service senior health care company, yet small enough for each community team to be involved in the day-to-day life of each resident.
And this morning, we want to welcome Jason Halstead with the Jamestown Edgewood location to talk about their memory care program and some upcoming events. Jason, thanks for joining us. And
good morning.
You got some big news we want to share today.
Well, we do. One of the things in our memory care unit that we have not had up until just January is we have Medicaid approved now in our memory care unit. So those that are maybe doing some spend down or something like that, they've got some money, but they aren't going to be able to afford to stay with us that full time because they can't afford the rent. They're going to now have some help with Medicaid. So that's really, really big deal for us to be able to have that. You know, so a loved one that's sitting there thinking, how am I going to pay? Mom's got $100,000. How am I going to pay, you know, all of this money for them to live there another 4 or 5 years? We're going to run out. Now Medicaid can step in and help out. So that's really big for us. And we've had it on our assisted living side, but we now have it on the memory care side too. So
you kind of touched on this. So for families, because they know they want the best care and you have the best care, but financially, that's a discussion that you have with families, right?
Absolutely. Financially, it's a huge discussion. You know, to be able, because they don't want to move mom once, or dad once they've moved in, or grandma and grandpa once they've moved in. When the money runs out, then what do they do? So now Medicaid is there to be able to help them out. And we find with somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia or something, it's very difficult to move them after they're in a location. Maybe they've been there a year. To have to uproot them and move them to a different location is really, really difficult on them. So if we can keep them there as long as we can, you know, the better.
Can you talk a little bit more, Jordan, about the memory care unit itself, what you offer, because that's a tough place that a lot of people get to in life, right?
Yeah, in our memory care unit, we've got different activities that we do throughout the day. We do a care plan based on kind of the resident that is there. So if we know that a resident was a teacher, we'll go through certain things to try to come back and bring back those memories of when they were teaching. As far as having a paper and, you know, hey, can you grade this for us? They're feeling like they're still worth something, having to grade those papers, and then, you know, why don't you get those back to us? And they do that kind of stuff. We've got life stations throughout our facility that are there to encourage some of the stuff that they were doing back when they were, you know, younger. We've, for instance, we've got a fishing boat laying, you know, cut down, and that was kind of handmade just for our facility. But there's guys that will be sitting in that fishing boat thinking that they truly are fishing, you know, but they really aren't. But they're just that good way of life for them, you know, because it is a disease that none of us like, but we try to make it as great as we can and not have them just laying in a bed, you know, all day long. So
yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, there's still people, and I think a lot of times we almost kind of want to pacify people with Alzheimer's and maybe treat them like babies in a way. Yeah. But they are full-grown adults who do remember something about their lives, and sometimes they even kind of feel like they know that something maybe is a little off with what they remember, but they just can't put their finger on it.
Right, and there are different stages, and each and every resident is in a different stage, you know, throughout their disease. And so we just have you know, like I said, we get our care plans dialed in for each and every resident so that we can give them the best life that we can, you know, while they're there with us. So
real personalized care.
Yeah.
And you have some events coming up that you'd like to talk about as well.
We do. On Thursday, we have a Easter egg hunt. Now, that's going to be a community Easter egg hunt. The residents will be there to help. They'll coach, maybe point out, you know, hey, guess what? There's something here, something over there. The residents aren't going to be fighting for the eggs. So, but that's going to be a community-wide event. And then on the 30th, we're going to be doing a mother-daughter photo shoot. We've got a professional photographer coming in. She's going to be doing some photo shoots with Mother's Day, you know, right around the corner. You know, maybe come in and get a, you know, a nice picture with your daughter. If a daughter or a mother showed up with a son and really wanted a picture, I'm sure we could figure that out. But the theme is going to be a mother-daughter photo shoot. So.
Okay, and before you go, how do people get a hold of you?
They can go on the website, which is edgewoodseniorliving.com, and that'll pull up all of our locations. And then you can search for certain areas that you would like to go. And then they can also call us at 701-952-8750.
All right, Jason, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today.
you.
Stay with us. Coming up, why networking is so important.